don't have anything. Citizens' comments?
Second round. Second round.
Yes.
I was in.
Rob?
Robert Mann, 15 Meadow Drive. I know before when there was discussion at the town meetings on the power plant resolutions, you had talked about possibly getting a town vote for the resolution, and getting that at a town meeting. And now I see that, you know, we have a town meeting coming up for the firefighters' funds. I was kinda hoping that it would get wrapped into that same one. But obviously it's too late now, because it's already been posted, I think. Do we still plan on doing that in the future?
Currently, no.
No?
At this, all the information that has come out from, I forget who it is, Ms. King, Renee King?
Well, she would be one of the people.
She was one of them, had said that, with all the letters and all the stuff that had been going on, we managed to do what we needed to do as a
Okay.
town.
Because I know Killingly hadn't, remember they hadn't had the application in yet, so I didn't know if that letter had to be resent.
Oh, we sent them all to the Killingleys.
Okay.
We did all of the legislatures in Connecticut, we sent the same, in Rhode Island.
All right, I just thought that
Put that
before
all
we
out.
said it was gonna have more teeth if we had done a town vote. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're it, round two.
Okay, disclosure, you may not have been aware because what Mr. Rice was saying about the different departments are moving of money. The person you're proposing to hire is the secretary to, I believe, Dr. Dolan, and also the recording secretary.
Oh, okay.
Recording secretary for the Board of Education. So, FYI. It's amazing how many things come in just under $20,000. What a surprise. The Board of Finance settled with a former employee at $19,900 for a settlement. That's sleazy. It's just under 20,000. Wow, what a surprise. So you don't have to go to the people. Keep adding those $19,000 bills up. Comes up to a lot of money, and people don't have a choice. The fire departments, I know the meeting's on Monday. I would hope the community will come with some financial information. I attended a meeting last night at another fire department, where they spent, I think it was $15,000 on turnout gear. They cashed in a CD to buy that equipment. I'd like to know what the financials are on the community, because they operate a for-profit center there. They have a profit center, the ambulance. That should have been severed from the fire department. It should be separate. You wouldn't get away with that in the real world, in the business world. If they truly need the money, not a problem. They need the money, buy the equipment. As I've said, where I'm transitioning to spends an awful lot of money on the fire department. $1.45 million a year for equipment and to maintain the fire department. But they need to show the finances. If they have CDs sitting there and their profit center from the ambulance, the town shouldn't be ponying up. If they don't, that's another story, and they need the funds approved without a doubt. Regarding the FOI case and the close to $3,000 in attorney's fees that have been spent, I find it real interesting that the purchase requisitions were not signed by the department head. There's a line there that says department head. That should have been signed off by the department head. Someone doesn't want their name on this. But yet, two of the selectmen signed off and it got paid. You should not be signing off on things if they're not complete. And the department heads aren't signing off on a requisition. Thank you.
Tax refund.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Excuse me, I have something else to ask.
all traditionally our wrap-up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
so,
wrap up,
yeah.
you're right.
Go ahead,
I'm
I
looking
go
at
after.
Couple questions. Speaking of the sewer line coming down from Marionopoulos, what is the prognosis of it? What is the cost to the town at this point, and what happens if they do not connect in the next few years? Do we get stuck with this?
The Marionopoulos Trinity Foundation has a bond in place to cover all the expenses of this whole project. The only reason the town got involved with this was for the USDA funds and the grant money in order to give them, being a good neighbor to help them. And of course, eventually, if we ever have to hook up, that we have access to the line. Okay?
All right, well, right now,
So the cost, we're still within budget, et cetera, on the project. It's currently stalled, we're still trying to figure out how to get under the highway.
okay, and if they cannot get under the highway, because right now I understand they want to put a 4-inch line, which is not approved by the state, they want to see the 8-inch. And it has to come down Thompson Road. I mean, that's a lot more money invested, I mean, you know.
A 4-inch line does meet the requirement, because that's a pressurized line that's pumped through.
It's my understanding right now that the state is not allowing it, they'd like to see something
The
different.
state, that is not the case. They would rather have the 8-inch line, yes. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. If we're unable, then we're gonna have to go to a Plan B and decide what the next best alternative route to go with that is.
And right now, that's not been decided because we're all hoping for the best.
That's correct.
Okay. Getting back to the buses, you say that you have expressed your displeasure with the Board of Education. Was that in written form?
That was a phone call with Dr. Joel and myself.
Will you follow up with a written letter? Because I would like to see a copy of it.
I did not.
Can you make a synopsis of it so that it can be on record?
I can write something up.
Thank you very much.
Anything else? Okay, moving on. Tax abatements. I'll make a motion to refund to Samantha Hartley, 3101, and Jody A. Kearns at $12.48.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. With that, second?
Aye.
Aye.